I am Jim Robb from National Training and Simulation Association. Simulation in the training community has grown up kind of into small individual trainers, park test trainers, or things that are trying to train a specific skill. And more recently, they've been trying to bring simulations together and do training as a group, or training, between regions or airplanes that are in different sectors. And so connecting these training simulations, disparate, that are built from different standards that are often built proprietarily, is a real challenge. So as we try to group the force together to train as a group, we're having to go back and do IT protocols, a lot of data transformation. So there's a lot of technical pieces that we're working very hard on to try to integrate simulations to allow groups of simulations to work together. Well, one of the areas that we have a lot of emphasis in the last 3 or 4 years is human performance assessment and bringing simulations into the actual individual training pipelines. As you can imagine, the old PowerPoint slides and sort of classroom and situations where we go through and teach somebody and then go to a mock-up or something. The kids today are digital natives. They grew up in gaming environments. They don't want to go slow. They want to be entertained a little bit while they go. And so there's huge efforts ongoing with all the services to transform their training and bring digital content to them, allow them to take some of that home and work on their own time, let simulations and avatar-like activity prepare them for if they do come to a classroom scenario where now the human interaction to answer questions and stuff is not a waste of time. I mean, you're saving a lot of time and you're letting them work on their own time, do it at their own pace, which is satisfying for them. The other area where we are trying to work is to pull data, performance data, out of simulators where it's available, how you flew or how you shot, and then to record that either in a playback or in a way that gives feedback to the individual about their performance in more detail. We can also collect that data and develop performance profiles, which then can help the administrators find out who does things well, who excels in some other areas, who really doesn't like some, and then in the next generation, human resources, you'll have all this data available to find the best person to do the best job, and you'll match people to jobs based on their profile rather than what kind of degree they have. So it's pretty exciting stuff, and I think just a lot of great work being done. Well, we've done 20 years worth of work to develop virtual reality kind of systems, and now we're doing augmented reality systems. Getting them implemented or actually utilized by the services and industry is a challenge, but it's new, it's disruptive in many ways, especially if you want to take it in the classroom. Is this going to work? There's resistance to new ideas in this area, especially in bringing games into schools is like a whole different idea. So the cultures are changing to sort of accept this in some ways. The need for speed in terms of assimilating technology is there, and it's being recognized by leadership. So there is becoming more of an emergent sense by leadership that, okay, we need to change, and we need to use these technologies to advance not only the way we train individuals, but the way we train the force, the way we build the force, design it. And so the areas that technically we see very bright are cloud computing, where we get speed and agility with where the simulations are run. There's new things like 5G networks, which have very high bandwidth and very little latency, which latency is a bad thing for simulation. We see things like big data analytics, which are catching on, and we think there's huge amounts of goodness that can happen by just being able to analyze the data that's being collected by all the entities to further analyze how they can do something better. And we also see a real desire to assess and look for ways to put artificial intelligence into the right systems at the right place. So there's an emphasis on man-machine teaming and man being aided by machines and having information available, having assistants that can help find information quickly when they need it, present alternatives, assess things that are accessible, and so to make them all smarter. So this connected soldier and this individual that's on the submarine or the ship or the airplane, giving them more information, more analytics that's going on behind the scenes to present them, real solutions, real alternatives that help them in their decision-making processes, are all things that are we see great progress with and potential.